you ever speak to me like that again, you better be wearing a cup.
Baby steps.
One break, I'm in
Okay, friends, let's everybody take your positions, please. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, rolling. Dave!
And
Dave!
Unchained.
welcome to Dave and Dave Unchained, a Van Halen podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dave.
And we are at episode 44 as we're closing in towards the end of the summer in August. Fall is nipping at our heels, Dave. Unfortunately, I always hate the end of the summer. But
I don't know. This was a hot summer, so
yeah.
I'm ready for some cooler weather.
Okay, all right, that's true. It was a hot one. But cooler on the Van Halen front. Not a lot going on there. But we do have some Van Halen news.
Van Halen.
All right, so there's not a ton of stuff going on in Van Halen world. It's been rather quiet, but we do have some stuff to talk about, some fun stuff. So, as we all know, Eddie Van Halen continues to release guitars. That's right, this is what this man is focused on. Eddie Van Halen is now proudly selling the Bumblebee, the 1979 yellow stripe black body Bumblebee guitar, which was famously on Van Halen 2. You can see it on the album back cover there. And it was debuted at Summer NAMM. And it is going to be rear-loaded with electronics, and there's no pickup guard, and there's a maple neck, and there's all kinds of stats here. It's an ash strap body, 12-inch radius bird's eye maple fingerboard with 22 jumbo frets, and it's got the bridge pickup from 79, and also the skirted Strat-style volume knob, and there's also a custom brass string retainer, resliced chrome hardware, screw-eye strap hooks, along with the side output jack and all kinds of stuff. Now, it comes with a lot of case candy, which is kind of fun. That's the fun stuff they throw in there. It's got a custom-made anvil case, and there's a signed Van Halen 2 vinyl by Ed and signed 8x10 of a 1979 concert photo of Eddie playing the Bumblebee, a certified authenticity certificate, exclusive Bumblebee collector booklet, a Van Halen live tour in Japan 1978 to 1979 young guitar book, 2 packs of 70s era Fender Super Bullet strings, and it's in the recreated packaging, and Van Halen 70s tortoiseshell guitar picks. So lots of fun stuff. There's no price range on this announced yet, but I can't imagine it's going to be cheap. But they're only making 50, so if you want one, you better go to get it, because it's going fast, I'm sure. Dave, what do you make of Eddie just focusing on making guitars?
Well, I don't know half of what you just said, but it sure sounds pretty.
It just does, right?
I tell you, yeah, that's got to be like a 5-figure guitar.
Oh, totally.
Right? I mean, you got to be laying out some serious cash for that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it sounds nice.
Yeah.
But it almost sounds like it's too nice to play.
I know.
I mean, it sounds like it's geared for the collector.
I know.
You put it on your wall.
That's true.
That kind of thing. But you're right. That's where his heart is now, and
right.
that's what he's doing.
Right.
So, I mean, more hats off to him for doing what he loves.
Sure.
But I would love for him to love playing for people.
I know, it's true. And speaking of Eddie's loves, one of his loves is going away. Eddie sold one of his cars. Now, this is not just one of his fleet. This is a famous one. So he sold his 1972 Lamborghini, and it's a red-bodied Lamborghini. This is a special one. This was a wedding gift from Valerie, and had the license plate APR 11, which stood for their wedding date, April 11th. This was the car that they recorded the whooshes from Panama on. So that car was made famous on Panama. They backed up his car into the studio, and they recorded his car on the song.
Yeah, we're running a little bit hot tonight. I can barely see the road from the heat coming on.
He sold it to a guy named John Temian.
This is the best part of the show.
Oh, shut up. I hate you. He's a car collector. We don't know how much he paid for it, but he got all excited when he found out it was Ed's car. You have pictures of Ed driving it right up until 2016, so this must have been not too long off that he sold that car. What do you make of Ed selling his car, Dave? You think Janie made him do it because it was tied to Valerie?
Oh, man. I didn't even think of that.
Right?
I mean, at this point, if she's got a problem with that, it's like too little too late.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, wasn't she at their wedding? So I doubt there's a problem
right,
there.
That's true. That is
I think Ed is just, maybe he's just selling stuff off that he doesn't really want anymore or doesn't use that much anymore.
I guess so.
Who knows? I mean, but that is an iconic car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in a Van Halen recording for crying out loud. And it's a nice looking car.
It's a handsome car.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
So now, speaking of Ed and Janie, so a picture of Eddie with Janie surfaced. He's sort of standing on the corner, about to cross the street. He's waving high. He's got a coffee cup in his right hand, and he's holding up a vape machine in his left while he's waving. And it looks like they're going on like a Saturday morning shopping spree or something like that. And Eddie's got gray hair, no goatee. So no one's really sure the date on this photo, but it could possibly be a newer one. Did you see this, Dave?
No, I didn't see this one.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. Everybody's wondering because we haven't heard or seen from Ed since that last photo. So we're all wondering, everybody's wondering what's going on with Ed. So we're wondering, I don't know if that photo was put out there. You never know.
It's so funny. We're all detectives now trying to date photos.
Soon we're going to be dusting for prints.
I'm telling you, this is what we do for entertainment now.
That's right. That's right. Well, some other good news came out, and Michael Anthony became a grandpa recently on July 23rd when his daughter Alicia and son-in-law Billy welcomed Billy Lynn Becerra into the world, born 34 weeks premature. But the baby's doing good. It's at Huntington Memorial Hospital, and Mike is just really, really excited about his daughter having the baby, and he Instagrammed it, and Sammy was breaking his chops and all kinds of stuff. So that seemed like a nice little piece of information from the Van Halen camp. At least Mike has had some positivity this summer because, he was supposed to be doing something else this summer, if you remember that.
Right. But, congratulations to him and the family. That's great news.
Absolutely. Gary Cherone had a birthday. He was 58 years old on July 26th. So happy belated birthday to Gary Cherone. Surprisingly, Gary made an interesting Van Halen-related tweet. On the 30th, which is only 4 days after his birthday, he tweeted out a photo of his mom and the lyrics to Josephina from the 1998 Van Halen 3 album. It was his mom's 90th birthday. Now, I don't know if his mom is alive or not, but it is her birthday regardless, so I think he's just paying tribute to his mom. I had no idea that the song Josephina was about his mom. Did you know that?
No, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So he had an old school photo of his mom when she was young, and it's her 90th birthday, and so happy birthday to Gary and his mom, and that's kind of interesting to hear from Gary, especially him touching upon some Van Halen lyrics. No one's heard about that song in ages. Speaking of Van Halen songs, Dave dug this one up. Jump has re-entered the Billboard charts after 35 years after its release. It came into the Dance Club Song chart, rising to number 9, making the top 10. So that Jump remix might be bringing in a little extra cashola for the Van Halen brothers. Now that Roth went out there promoting it and Jump is now in the clubs. What do you make of that, Dave?
Wow. I really did not know that the song was so popular that it would chart like that.
Can you imagine?
That's crazy. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great visibility for the band. If only they were touring now, they could have capitalized on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe done a 35th anniversary tour for Van Halen 1984. What a missed opportunity that was.
Yes.
Sammy Hagar has announced all the final details for his High Tide Beach Party and Car Show, which takes place on September 28th and 29th. He's all excited about that. It's going to be a 2-day affair, and it's at Huntington State Beach in Huntington Beach, California, and that's right on the Pacific Coast Highway. And they're doing 2 days, so this is the lineup. Saturday the 28th, Aunt Mary opens up, then into Bullets and Octane, then it goes to Tony Lewis of the Outfield, Steel Panther, Blue Oyster Cult, the Beach Boys, and then Sammy and the Circle. Okay? Second day, which is the 29th of September, is Flashback opens up. Then Tom Wopat of the Dukes of Hazzard, Dave, if you can believe that. What a throwback.
Just a good old boy.
Just a good old boys playing at the High Tide Beach Party. And then he goes into Patti Smythe and Scandal, Extreme, Night Ranger, Vince Neil, and Casey and the Sunshine Band. Now, I have to say, I really think Sammy should be playing both days. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, especially because, Extreme's there the second night.
Yep.
He should be playing, bringing Gary out.
That's right.
They do a Van Halen song. And actually, what they should do on the first night, if Sammy doesn't let his ego get in the way,
right,
they should get Michael Starr, Ralph, whatever his name is, get him out and do an old school David Lee Roth Van Halen song, with Mikey on bass.
That's right.
And the Circle playing it and banging it out that way. That's
true.
a great opportunity.
Yeah.
If Sam will do it.
Right. And also, Richie Sambora, formerly of Bon Jovi, will be joining Sammy and the Circle for a couple songs.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So this is interesting here. Guess how much a ticket is, like a 2-day general admission ticket, Dave, for both days. Take a guess.
$200.
No, it's actually more affordable than that. A general admission 2-day ticket is $110.
That's not bad at all.
That's tier 1. Tier 2 is $120. Tier 3 is $131. Then if you go a little more expensive, they have all kinds of packages here. You can get VIP packages with a cabana, and then all kinds of... If you want to be in the pit, which is right by the stage, that's $198. So that's like right around where you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm a dainty flower, so
yeah,
I think I might spring for the cabana.
Oh yeah, now you also maybe you like a nice reserved seat. That's $171. That's a long day. Let me tell you something. When you're out all day long at these festivals, that sun will take your life.
Oh yeah,
you have to eat and drink all day long, and it's crazy.
Right, and you and I were not in our 20s anymore.
No.
So
God knows.
That's a long day to be standing in the heat.
Next year we'll be saying, Dave and I, we're not in our 40s anymore.
Oh man, you're right about that.
Oh my God, remember our 40s?
But he's got a cool lineup.
He does.
That's a really good lineup.
He does, but
say.
I feel like if it's Sammy's High Tide, Sammy should be there both days. That's he's the draw.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's the kind of rundown on that, and you can go to hightidebeachparty.com to buy your tickets, folks, and they are on sale, and get them while they're hot. So the next thing coming up is Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters played drums for the Bird and the Bee on the Late Late Show with James Corden, and they played a revamped version of Ain't Talking About Love off their new Van Halen tribute album, Interpreting the Masters Volume 2. And it's all Van Halen songs, all kinds of Van Halen songs there. It's a tribute to Van Halen, Running with the Devil. It's got Panama, Hot for Teacher, Eruption, Jump, Ain't Talk About Love, Jamie's Crying, Unchained, You Really Got Me. And then they do an original song called Diamond Dave, if you can believe that. So
that's on that album?